Okay, so I wanted to do a test of the internet speeds of Verizon Fios versus the internet speeds of Bezeq, which is a internet provider in Israel. Now, in terms of the price, you really can't even compare it. Obviously, Verizon Fios is expensive. It's very good quality, in my opinion, but it's expensive, and usually it's tied up with packages. It's difficult to figure out exactly what the speed is, or when I say the speed, difficult to figure out what you're actually buying with these packages. Usually, you have to get TV, phone, and whatnot. In any event, I thought we'd at least compare the speed to see how the speed is. Now, in terms of the price, when I said you can't compare it, because in Israel, it's um, fiber optic internet is costing about it's 50 shkalim. When I got the bill, I saw it said 50. I thought it was $50, and then a month. And then I see now it's 50 shkalim. Now 50 shkalim is about 14 US dollars. So to get the internet for that, fiber optic is, I think, amazing. But I thought we'd compare it. Now the Verizon Fios is a little different because there's a box outside the home where the fiber optic cable goes into, and then that box, the wiring into the home, they use either an Ethernet cable if you have the lower speed internet, or if you use the high speed internet, that you use a coaxial cable going into the router inside from the box outside. So you don't actually get fiber optic into your home, inside your home. It's really just to the outside of the home. So I thought I'd give you just a view of the router and whatnot, and we'll check it out. So here's the router, and this router is connected to the outdoor box in this way. You see over there? The coaxial cable is coming in from that outside box, and then I have a few Ethernet cables going in to computers and whatnot, and to another router, which is set up just to mirror this one. It's a bridge, basically. Okay, so just to show you, to save a little bit of time, I did the test on speedtest.org here, and what I came up with after shutting off everything to try to isolate it and get the direct speed is the download speed is 93.83 megabits per second is the peak. The average at 85.56. Uploads are at 109.9 megabits a second, averaging 95.70 megabits a second. And latency is, you can see it. So we'll have to compare it to see how that is. And what we're comparing it to, as we said, is Bezeq Internet in Efrat, which is in Israel. So the speedtest.org is pretty easy to use. You just hit the start button, and it runs through the test. I'll show that to you. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have here with Verizon. And next we'll check it out in Efrat. All right, so now we're in Israel. We're going to test out in Efrat. That's the view. In any event, I wanted to test out the wireless, the Bezeq Wi-Fi. So here's the Bezeq router. I don't know who makes it, but what's interesting about it is, if you can see, this is for the TV. This is the power the power cable. And this little wire here is, let me get some light. This little bottom cable is a fiber optic cable. So the fiber optic cable goes through the walls directly into this router. It's called the B fiber. I guess B for Bezeq. Nice little router. And we'll do a speed test. All right, I'll spare you the details. All right, so basically, that's interesting. The peak download is 260 megabytes per second. Now, the Verizon was 93. The upload speed here is 101.9 megabits a second. The Fios was 109, the peak, and the average was 96. So that's pretty much the same, I would say, the upload speeds. The latency is was 36 on Fios, is 12 here. I think that's faster. It is faster here. What's amazing is the download speeds at 260 megabits a second, and the Fios was only 93. So what's impressive is that it's so fast here, and also that it's really only about $14 a month. So it just shows you that internet's much faster and actually much cheaper in other countries. This is much faster, and we're in the middle of nowhere. Well, actually, we're in the center of the world, so Israel. So that answers your questions. Which is better? I would say Bezeq Fios is much better, much faster. Thanks for tuning in for a surprise result. And what a surprise.